What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Let's start off with a little bit of housekeeping. So we hit our like threshold yesterday. Once again, if this video gets 400 likes, I will pick a random comment down below to win a free month of VIP. We will randomly select our winner here in just a minute. I do want to show some of our wins yesterday because we did have a profitable day and another pretty dang good day. Now, I will say, Karl Anthony Towns cost me $1,000 last night, like literally. And I had another slip like this, $250 slip. All I needed was Towns to get 30 points and rebounds. It was 29.5 the line. It was a boosted play on parlay play. He was the only one that hadn't cashed. He got pulled in the third, at the end of the third or whatever to rest. I assumed Towns was green. Towns didn't come back in that game till 2 minutes left. And of course, he doesn't do anything. So I called it in the last video. I told you every time I take Karl Anthony Towns, for some reason, his minutes will be cut. They had Mitchell Robinson with more minutes than Karl Anthony Towns, which is absolutely crazy to me in a game that close. Play your star player. It's stupid. Doesn't make sense to me. It is what it is. Anyways, he chopped me for about $1,000. Regardless, we still profited a good bit this last night. So been running it up right here. Brunson, Lopez, and Aaron Judge, 250 to win 480. This is another strikeout. It was Wheeler strikeouts with some of the 14.5 outs for 540. Wheeler, Pavetta, and Roop for 512. Then we got some more just mix and match on these 14.5. Siakam and Brunson second half slip, 75 for 219, 75 for 163, 75 for 153. Get down to Prizepicks. Yes, guys, I am milking these 14.5 outs. I'm milking them because they're working, and we are running up a bag. I'm up over $1,000 in pretty much every single app that I'm playing these on over the last week. I can show you guys parlay play. Last Friday on parlay play, I had $2,000 starting. When I started building these slips live, we're up to 3K on parlay play. Now, this should be higher. I should have around 4,500. We've had some bad beats and 3 or 4 $500 slips that should have cashed have missed. But we've been running it up, guys. So $100 for 200, 75 for 150, 75 for 150, 150 for 300. Yes, these are only double up slips for 4-mans. I understand that. They're discounted lines. Some people say anybody can do it. If you can do it, go do it. I don't understand why you wouldn't if you can. I'm getting that comment a little more than I thought I would. I know people don't like me giving out goblins, but if I'm giving you cashing slips, oh well. But anyways, if you guys do want to get all the plays, every single slip we cash, you can join our WAP. Link to our WAP is down in the description. It's $10 a week, or you can get for $25 a month, which is less than $1 a day. You can join and get every single slip. You're not going to find a better Discord especially for the price, I promise. And I stand by that statement. But anyways, guys, link for that's down in the description. If you guys do want to get a free month, if you guys sign up for any of our partnered apps, you do get a free month for each one you sign up for. So Parlay Play, Underdog, Better, Sleeper, Chalkboard, NOVIG, and Dabble. Any of those 7 apps, if you heard the name of an app, you don't know what it is, if you sign up for it using our code, you make a $10 deposit, we get you a free month for each one. So you can get up to 7 full months for free if you're new to this. Just want to throw that out there. But link for all that's down in the description. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and pick our winners from yesterday. So I'm picking one winner. Once again, if this video gets 400 likes, I'll pick another comment down below to win a free month. So let's pick our winner from yesterday, who was Brian Santiago, who said money signs. So Brian, send me a message on Discord. I'll get you added for a free month, man. Congrats. I appreciate all the love and support from every single one of you guys. I really do. We got a lot of supporters, a lot of haters too, but that's okay. I know it comes with the game. It doesn't really hurt my feelings. I just like talking trash back. But anyways, let's go ahead and look at these picks for today, guys. So game for today, OKC versus Timberwolves, game 3. OKC's leading 2-0 right now. Minnesota's first game at home. They are plus 136 underdogs at home. I think that's kind of fair with the way Minnesota's been playing. Randall with a 6-point game last game. Hard to predict what Randall's going to do now. He shot like 4 shot attempts last game. I want to play his points again, but I can't make myself do it. He's been a cash cow. I don't like fading players because they have one bad game. But that last game, man, was like, did he even try? I mean, it is what it is. But anyways, I'm fading the money lines again. I've been a little bit cold on these playoff money lines, so I'm not going to give one out for free. I might sprinkle some on it and throw it in VIP. I think OKC wins the game, to be honest with you. Well, I say that, but I don't like it enough to take them. So anyway, Minnesota needs a win. If they go down 3-0, then pretty much the series is over. So Minnesota doesn't have a must-win game tonight, in my opinion. So maybe they come out here and steal a win. Hopefully they do. I want this series to go longer. I don't want Minnesota to get swept. I really don't. I don't really have skin in the game on who I want to win. I don't really care which team wins. I kind of want to pull for OKC for my boy Tron, but I kind of like the Timberwolves too. So I'm kind of in the middle on the team that I like the best. But overall, I would like for us degenerate gamblers to be able to at least see at least 5 games. I'd like to have at least 5. So give me 5. I'd like to have 6. Would love to have 7, but that's probably not going to happen. But anyways, I'm going to fade this for today and just do some player props. So I got 1 player prop from each team. I got 3 MLB props. I got 2 slips that I'm going to give you guys. Let's go ahead and lock them in live. So I am going to be locking in live. $250 slips on Parlay Play, which you guys will watch in just a minute. You guys can already see the first slip, the first play. It's SGA. I'm milking it again, guys. I've run this at pretty much every game for both games versus Minnesota. I've ran SGA PRA, and he's been destroying this line. So I got to keep it up for 1.3x payout. That's not that bad. Now it is discounted. You can play him a little higher if you want, and praise the Parlay Play gods. Let me show you guys something. Look at this. All right, so I had this locked in 1.3x. They just made SGA a boost. So SGA is now 1.44x. So the gambling guys just smiled upon us, guys. For a 1.44x, which this was not done on purpose, I promise. He was not a boost a minute ago. You guys saw the 1.3x. That's awesome. That actually makes me really happy. So let's pull up the man Shea. So SGA, PRA. I mean, there's not much of a write-up you really need for this, to be honest. He's been freaking killing it. He's going to step it up again. They need this win. His original line's 44.5. You can buy him down to 39.5, where he's cashed it 8 of his last 10. And you can look during the playoffs. He obviously had a couple bad games versus Denver. Not even bad games, just mediocre games for him, because we know how good SGA is. But look at him versus Minnesota. 10 straight games versus Minnesota, averaging almost 50 PRA. The dude has been a monster. 3 of these last 4 games, he's averaged over 40 or over 50 PRA. 53, 57, 49. Dude's been a beast. We know Minnesota doesn't give up many stats. I can come over here to Props Madness and pull up the shot chart. They don't give up many stats. You got a yellow and orange matchup. 60% of similar players have cashed. Then by position, only 47 have cashed. So obviously none of this is going to look amazing, but it's a playoff game against Minnesota. SGA turns up versus Minnesota. SGA stepped it up. He's a good player. Obviously, we're probably one of the, or not probably, definitely one of the best players in the league. Top 3 in my opinion. And like this play a lot. 39.5 PRA. Not really much to say about it. I got it locked in for a 1.44x. There's no way in heck I will fade this play. But that's gonna be pick number 1. Now, on the Minnesota side of things, this gets a little sweaty for me because Ant-Man his point line is 27.5. I can't take it. Ant-Man hasn't been consistent enough for me to take it. Yeah, he dropped 32 points his last game. I don't know that he's going to do that tonight. So I got to fade Ant-Man points. Ant-Man points. I'm fading his RA. His RA went from 11.5 last game, which we locked in and it cashed, to 12.5 this game. I don't trust it enough at 12.5 to take that either. And then you got Randall. With the way Randall's been playing, man, I don't know if I want to touch Randall. Now, I might give Randall another chance at 17.5. If you played this at 17.5, you got a 2.3x slip, which I'm not going to do for this video. So I'm giving another player a chance. And this is a player a lot of people probably aren't going to like, but I'm taking our man Rudy Gobert. And Gobert's boards, I'm liking. So you can get it at 8.5 or 7.5. At 7.5, your payout's going to be a 1.87x. At 8.5, you're going to get a 2.3x. So good payout at 8.5. So let's pull our man Rudy Gobert up. And you guys are more than welcome to fade any slip you don't like, any play you don't like. Just fade it. So at 8.5, he's cashed 6 of his last 10. Now, 3 of his last 4 he has missed. He had 6, 8, and then 3 in Game 1 versus OKC. Looking at his minutes, he played 21 minutes Game 1 versus OKC, which they ended up getting beat by almost 30. But he had played 30 minutes his last game with 9 rebounds. And that game was still a 15-point loss. His minutes aren't very high. He's playing around 28 minutes per game. If you look at him over his last 20, he's cashed just 13 of his last 20, and he's averaging 31 minutes. So you can see his minutes did drop off a lot. So Naz Reid's getting a lot of these minutes as well. Naz Reid's getting pretty much about the same. But, yeah, Gobert's minutes are low. Still, though, look how many boards. He has 24 rebounds in one game, and that was versus the Lakers. His ceiling for rebounds is so high. And a lot of these games he has cashed. He's been pretty consistent over the season. 69% of games he's cashed, which he does average 32 minutes. So, like I said, his minutes are way lower now than they were. But I do have to give him a chance, man. I'm gonna give him a chance tonight. OKC has one of the has the bottom 10 rebounding defense in the league. Go to centers. It is middle of the pack. They only give up 13th in the league to centers. But overall, I think Gobert's going to come out here and have a good game. Head-to-head versus OKC, 4 of his 7 games versus OKC, he has cashed this line, averaging almost 11 rebounds per game. But 3 of those games, he did have middle teens in terms of rebounds. 18, 2 of those games. Now, minutes in these games, 33, 36, 36 in those 3 games where he had a lot. The games he missed, 28, 31, and 21. And Gobert or Rudy's Gobert, whatever, his minutes will change depending on how well he's playing too. So if he's not having a good game, he will not play that many minutes. They'll put Naz Reid in, play somebody else. Like this is how it's going to be. They're going to make adjustments with him. I think Rudy's going to have a good game. I'm trusting my gut on it. I think he's going to cash these 9 boards, and I'm going to be locking in Gobert. So 8.5 or 7.5. That is the real question here. Now I'm putting $250 on this play. Oh, do I trust Rudy enough to do this slip? That's the real question. Let's check pitching outs. Let's see what MLB has on, what they have on for baseball. But maybe we build these slips here in a minute. All right, I like Gobert 8.5 rebounds. I don't know that I'm going to lock him in for 250. I don't know if I like him enough for 250. I might have to put him on a $75 play on Prizepicks or something. I think that might be my better move, especially with my SGA discount. Do I want to run Rudy with my SGA discount or play him with something else? We'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure what I want to do yet. This is the beauty of building these live slips is I don't even know exactly what I'm doing yet. We're going to do this live and figure it out live and figure out the value. So those are the 2 plays that I have for NBA. For the next 2, we will be jumping over to MLB. So I've got 3 MLB props and I've got 2 free slips. So I'm going to give you guys a free slip. It's going to be a 14.5 pitching out slip worth 2.5x, only 3 plays. So some of these plays are going to be a little bit sweatier than they normally would. And I'm doing that on purpose to make things a little bit interesting. But anyways, first pick of the day is going to be for our man Jose Barrios. So we're taking Barrios over 14.5 outs. Original line is 17.5. Playing against Tampa Bay. He shouldn't have trouble going 5 innings. Cashed 10 of his last 10. Every single game this season. Averaging 17.5 pitching outs per game. He averages 87 pitches per game. His leash isn't that long. He's not going to throw deep into these games in terms of pitch-wise. But he has been cashing it every single game. He had 7 innings almost versus Boston, or both games versus Boston, actually. He had 16 versus the Yankees. Last game versus Detroit. Game before that, Tampa Bay. Playing against Tampa Bay again today in Tampa Bay. Head-to-head data, he's cashed 3 of his last 4 versus the Rays. Some of these are from last season, obviously 3 of them last season. 2 of those 3 games, he went 6 full innings. He had 16 his last game. So I think Barrios is going to come out here. I think he gets at least 5 innings for us. It's going to be a little bit better payout than some of the others. If you look at Jose on the season, he's 1-1, a 4.19 ERA. He's not an amazing pitcher. 8.2 strikeouts per 9 innings. If you look at him versus Tampa Bay, 8.44 ERA and 6.7 Ks. So he did kind of get lit up a little bit his last game versus Tampa Bay, which you can see the score was 11-9, which means Toronto was hitting well off of Tampa Bay as well. I'm not sure who was pitching that game. Maybe it was Baz. I don't know. But anyways, looking at Tampa Bay, have a decent offense, 257 batting average, 318 on-base percentage, and a 715 OPS. Looking at Jose, he has a 143 whip. You can see it up here. It says 141. I don't know why it's a little bit different. But anyways, 143 whip, which is top 22 percentile. Not a very good whip either. Overall, Jose's not the best pitcher. But 5 innings, I think he pulls it out of him, and I'm going to lock him in. So Barrios is going to be our first pick of the day, and we'll see what his payout is on Prizepicks. I've already got everything pulled up. Let's find Jose. Did I already scroll over it? Oh, excuse me, man. 14.5 pitching outs right there, and then we'll see what it is on Parlay Play. So it's Parlay Play. We're going to filter to outs, which thank goodness Parlay Play decided to bring back these pitching outs. What was that boost play? Oh, that wasn't for pitching outs. All right, so let's find Barrios. 14.5. You got a 1.14x, which we'll look at payouts and stuff here in just a minute and compare them. But Jose is going to be pick number 1 for our 14.5 line. For our second 14.5 line, just betting on 5 innings, guys. It's going to be for our man Jeffrey Springs. I'm taking Jeffrey Springs over 14.5. His original line is 15.5. This one's probably going to be the sweatiest one out of all of them. He's cashed 8 of his last 10. He's cashed it. That's 8 of 10 games on the season so far. Now he's averaging 16 pitching outs per game. He had 2 games where he didn't even finish the second or third inning on one of them and barely finished the third on the other. Now, they're playing against the Phillies. Phillies, one of the best offenses in the league. You can see best batting average at a 287, second best on-base percentage at a 35.6%, fourth best OPS at an 804. Jeffrey Springs, did I call him Springer earlier? Springs is 5-3 on the season with a 3.91 ERA at 6.96 strikeouts per 9 innings. So not a high strikeout pitcher, 125 whip. Stats aren't the best. He's not the best pitcher, obviously. You can look at him, though, in his last 5 games, how well he's been playing. He pitched almost 7 full innings versus San Francisco. The Giants have a decent offense. He pitched 7 full innings versus the Dodgers. They beat the Dodgers 11-1. They only scored 1 run that game, which is pretty freaking impressive in my opinion. 3 games before that, he had 2 games where he pitched 6 innings versus the White Sox in Texas, and then 15 versus Seattle. So I think he can get us 5 innings versus Philly. I like this line, man. He's averaging 88.9 pitches. He pitched 102 pitches versus the Dodgers. They're giving him more pitches. So they're giving him a higher pitch count. They don't have a lot of great pitchers either. So I don't think they're gonna try to push Springs as far as they can in this game, especially versus the Phillies. They do not want to destroy their bullpen tonight. So that's my opinion on things. Jeffrey Springs gives us 5 innings. I like this play a lot, and I'm going to lock him in 14.5. So let's pull him up over here on Parlay Play if they have him. I don't know that they have him on Parlay Play, to be honest. I actually locked this in on Prizepicks too. Or I locked in the player on Prizepicks. So Jeffrey Springs, it's a 1.5x. So really good payout for 14.5, which is why this slip ends up paying as much as it does. So Springs, where are you at, brother? There you are. And then for our final play of the day, to make this a 2.5x on Prizepicks, we're going to be taking our man Leader. I will say I'm not exactly sure how you say this guy's last name. So Jack Leiter, that's what I'm going to call him. It might be Leader. I'm not 100% on that. His line's 15.5. We're taking him at 14.5. He's cashed it 5 of 7 games this season. He just pitched 7 full innings versus Houston. Houston has a good offense. He pitched 6 full innings versus Colorado. He pitched almost 6 innings versus the Red Sox. They are playing against the White Sox tonight. He's playing in Chicago. I don't think our man Jack's going to have too much problems going 5 innings here. Head-to-head versus the White Sox, he had 1 game last season. He only pitched 4 innings. They gave him 83 pitches. If you look at him on this season, he's averaging 83 pitches. He's pitched 4 games in a row where he's had right at 90. So should get around 90 pitches tonight unless he's getting lit up. Don't think he's going to get lit up by the White Sox, but some of these sleeper teams, some of these bad teams have been hitting pretty well, like the Rockies beating the Yankees last night, which is absolutely crazy. Anyways, looking at our man Jack, 3-2 on the season, 4.25 ERA, 6.75 Ks per 9 innings, and a 111 WHIP. So not the best pitcher, obviously. If you look at the matchup for him, he's playing the worst offense in the league. Worst offense in the league by far, ranked 30th in everything, 214 batting average, 291 on-base percentage, and a 621 OPS. Leader is 18.5 K percent, which is terrible. His whip's 111, which is whip's not that bad. Top 75th percentile, and then his ERA is top 29th percentile, which is pretty bad. But anyways, like Jack tonight, 14.5. If you lock him in on Prizepicks with these 2 other plays, you can get yourself a nice little payout if you want to lock him in. Let's pull him up. Leader 14.5. If you were to put as a power play, obviously 2.5x. Now you can flex this for a double up. That's not that bad, man. It's a 0.5x, so 250. Wins you 500 if I played that, or you can win 625 off 250 if you played all 3 of them together. These are obviously the flex versus power on this one is obviously going to be preference because both pay a double up. I like double up, so if you can get at least a 2x on cashing all 3, I'm happy. But you do get some money back if only 2 cash. Now, for a $250 slip, getting 125 back is pretty nice. But is it worth risking to get that extra 125 on a 3 on the full sweep? Because I'm expecting a full sweep on these 14.5s. When you're playing these 14.5s, you need all of them to cash. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, to get a good payout, you got to put 3 or 4 in a slip, and then all of them should cash. So you're hoping for that just to get the double up. But anyways, I'm gonna let you guys decide what you want to do on that. I'm gonna pull this same play up over here, and we're gonna compare value. So Leader at 14.5. I'm gonna take Gobert and SGA off of here. It's a 2.3x on here, so 250 wins. Wins 580. So you actually have a better payout right now on Prizepicks if you locked in these 3 plays. So I will not be locking in these 3 together on Parlay Play just for that reason. But I might let's do something with SGA. So let's throw SGA in the mix on this one. So NBA, SGA. If you played all these together, you got a 3.41x, which is, I figured it'd be more payout on that one. Anyway, we're taking one. We're not doing this full slip anyway. We're gonna take off the ones I don't trust the most. So Springs maybe is the worst payout or the highest payout, which means his odds of hitting are the lowest. Do I like Leader or Springs better? Springs just pitched really well versus the Dodgers. This is where it gets a little tricky because both of these pay around the same. Both of them about the same risk. The player that I like the best. Leader's got the best matchup versus the White Sox. Springs has a really, really difficult matchup versus Philly. But let's see. Payout here is going to be a 2.5x. I might lock this in, guys. I think this might be the one. What is it with just Barrios? 1.6x. Obviously, there's going to be some other pitching outs that are going to be safer that you could lock in, which I'll show you for example. So let's see here. What's Abbott? Abbott's a 1.2x to go 5 innings. Ria's a 1.2x. Ria's probably a little bit safer than any of the other two. Valdez, obviously, safe as heck if you took him. 1.8x for Valdez. That slip's so green, though, man, for 1.8x. That's why these 14.5s get me, is because it's so hard to pick the ones you want to take. Peterson should go 5 innings for sure. 1.9x on that one. Sanchez is probably going to go 5 innings for 1.9x. Now I'm just locking in plays that aren't even the ones I was giving out for free. That slip I showed you guys, 2.5x, I'm locking in on Prizepicks. Now I haven't locked it in and posted it yet because I thought it was going to be better payout on Parlay Play. But man, I like this slip, dude. I might have to lock this slip in. I think I might have to do it. 14.5. Make sure everything's done. 250 to win 475. A little double up. Phillies versus the A's. Let's make sure our man Sanchez. See if he has any matchups versus the A's already this season. I'm not sure if he does. He does not. He's catched at 8 of 9 games. Just pitched. Yeah, I'm going with our man Chris Sanchez again. So I'm locking this in, guys. I gotta lock it in. This slip I really, really like. So what's the payout? 1.14, 1.11. Place. All right, I'll be posting this in the Discord here in a minute to track picks, show you guys it's legit. SGA, Barrios, and Sanchez, 250 to win 475. If you guys do want to lock it in, it's a little less than a double up. And then just to show you guys I wasn't capping about that other play, I just won't lock it in on Parlay. I'll lock it in on Parlay Play rather than Prizepicks. I have more money on Parlay Play right now anyway than I do in Prizepicks. So we'll lock in that same slip just to show you guys we're not scamming. We're locking in the slips we said we would. 250, 2.3x, 2.5x, 580, lock it in. There it is. So now I have Barrios in 2 slips. I will not put Barrios in another slip just because if he chalks 2, then he just chalked me out of pretty much $1,000 if he's the one that lost. But anyways, guys, those are our 2 slips for today if you want to lock them in. We got Barrios, Springs, and Leader, whatever his name is, Jack. We'll call him Jack. 250 for 580 over here on Parlay Play. It is better payout on Prizepicks. I would play it there if you want to. I'm not logged into Prizepicks, and I have a higher bankroll right now on Parlay Play anyways. So Prizepicks, I would only put 75 on this slip because that's my unit size on Prizepicks. But anyways, 250 on Parlay Play. Barrios, Springs, Later locked in for 1 slip. On the other slip, we got SGA, Barrios, and Sanchez. I really, really, really like this play. 250 for 475. Lock them in if you like them. Fade them if you don't. I'll obviously be locking in Rudy Gobert over 8.5 rebounds with something else later. I didn't want to put him with the SGA PRA because Gobert was my least favorite of the 5 plays I gave today. Gobert is my least favorite. So I think he's going to be the riskiest. That one's going to be sweaty, I think. But he could come out here and get 10 boards in the first quarter. Who knows? But anyways, guys, I hope you have an awesome day. Hope you hit all your slips. And I'll see you in tomorrow's video after hopefully we get that sweep.